Honestly, I didn't think I was gonna make it this far in my life. I didn't think I was gonna be here tomorrow. Nevertheless, do I ever think I'm gonna be here tomorrow. Because of my neighborhood, because of my upbringing, my father's lineage, and so many things, I'm just happy to say I'm here for another day, especially with my mental health not, past few years ago. And I'm just happy to live tomorrow and give it my all. So I'm a Latino from the South Side of Chicago. I'm a shorty. Violence has been part of my life ever since I can remember. So for me, it's in my blood. Can't take the hood out of the shorty, but I could always bring the hood to you, and that's how I'm gonna show. So my mom always spent her free time taking me everywhere. She was the best role model I could have. My brother was the good, bad role model. Didn't make the right choices, but made me make the right choices. And my father was that tough love I needed to push through anything that came in front of me. And my coach, Master Bob, gave me that responsibility, morals, and work ethic to keep on pushing forward.
Growing up in Joburg wasn't easy, especially in Deep South. There was a lot of gangsterism, robberies, killings. The crime was very, very, very high, and it was difficult. Fighting in Brave, what you can say is I'm a product of Brave. I started my professional with Brave, and Brave has seen me grow. And what gives me an advantage in this coming to this fight is, it's my time, and I've trained very hard for this. I've always been a champion. I've always known I'm a champion. Now it's just time to prove it, and I'm definitely gonna prove it. And Brave must be really proud because I am a product of Brave. I am Brave's very own. On the 12th of August, I'll be Brave's very own made champion. So, and I know I'm gonna be victorious.
See it in your eyes, where my blood runs
Shorty's phenomenal grappler, he's a phenomenal wrestler, judo black belt, jiu-jitsu black belt. His grappling is second to none, I think, at 135 pounds. He deals with some of the best guys in the world, like Hachi Mix. His pace is incredible. He's really mixing in his boxing, kickboxing, and Muay Thai with that really well. His game is a game of the veterans. He mixes everything very, very well, and I see him winning this fight in dominant fashion. I think it's a perfect matchup for Shorty to showcase his skill set. I know this guy's a long, rangy fighter, so good for both of us. I'm fighting actually a shorter fighter as well, so for us to be able to work together is perfect. I'm a rangier kickboxer, so I know that's what his opponent does really well, and I've just been trying to give him the best work possible. And he deals with everything. He deals with every obstacle like a champ. You gotta move, fighter. You gotta move, fighter. It's huge. It's huge for him to win this bantamweight title. I don't see it going any other way for him, and after that, I just can't wait to see what's next for him after that.
Shorty's a great partner. He's a great teammate. I'm a world champion, and if it weren't for Shorty, I don't think I would be one. He's helped me out tremendously since he's came here, and iron sharpens iron. So I feel like we are some of the best bantamweights in the world, and Shorty is one of the top bantamweights in the world. For him to get his world title, I think it's important. It's such a prolific title. Brave. Being so notarized as one of the top promotions, I think, Shorty having that claim, it could show the world what we already know, and that's he's one of the best bantamweights in the world, one of the best lighterweight fighters.
The best. I'm actually getting ready to go train now. Do some sessions at my club. Lock.
So Nkosi is, I believe, 100% ready for the fight, even if the fight happening this afternoon. I think so Nkosi is still gonna get the W. He's mentally, physically, technically fully prepared for this fight. So everyone knows Nkosi is a devastating striker, but they don't know the other skills what recently developed. Recently, past 5 years, Nkosi is. So he's right now is wrestling, really take his wrestling to the next level, and he's gonna showcase this during the fight.
Jose Shorty Torres versus Nkosi, the future Ndebele, is a great fight. You have a long, rangy striker in Nkosi going up against a short, compact wrestler like Jose. We're very excited for this fight, so much so that we booked it and announced it twice before, but it ended up never happening. I believe things happen for a reason, and this time we've booked it again. The main event in Colombia for the Brave Combat Federation World Bantamweight Championship.
I see Shorty finishing him by submission or ground and pound. Probably second, third, maybe fourth round if the guy can last it out. But Shorty's cardio is absolutely unbelievable. So I think that he's really going to wear this guy out. If he has to squeak out a decision, then I know he will.
How I see the fight paying out against Shorty Torres. I think this fight is not going to go to distance. I think maximum 3 rounds and Nkosi going to get the finish and the W victory.
Shorty vs. Nkosi had to be the fight to headline the Brave Pan American Combat Week. They're both products of the IMMAF system and the biggest examples of why the pathway works. And most importantly, in their pro career at Brave Combat Federation, they've both identified as the best bantamweights in the world.
For this opportunity for me, I had to overcome a lot of different obstacles, and there's so many things that even the Brave audience doesn't even know. So to be able to be here, showcase a phenomenal opportunity and take full advantage of it is something I'm extremely blessed with.
Nobody wants this more than I do. I've been living, sleeping, eating, and dreaming. And the only thing that is on my mind right now is that piece of gold. And nobody is going to stand in my way, not even Jose Shorty Torres. He will not stop me. I will become champion on the 12th of August.
Put on the chains that you make for.
The long and winding road leads to Bogota, Colombia. On August 12th, Jose Shorty Torres, who possesses one of the most extensive and successful resumes in mixed martial arts, will step on the cage to take on a man who goes by the nickname The Future, Nkosi Ndebele. The glory, however, is very much in the present. The final act of the grandiose Brave Pan American Combat Week will see a new bantamweight world champion being crowned.
So bad like a wildfire.
Who will it be? Jose Shorty Torres and Nkosi the Future Ndebele? There's only one spot at the top. Tune in at Brave CF73 in association with LFC on August 12th, live from Bogota to the entire world on Brave TV and partner networks.
Brave Nation presenting your first challenger for the Brave Combat Federation vacant bantamweight world title, Nkosi the Future. Yes, Jose Torres may be the shorter fighter, but ironically, he dwarfs Nkosi Ndebele with regards to experience. This is a 2-time Titan World Champion.
Out of South Africa, please welcome Nkosi the Future Ndebele! Out of Chicago, Illinois, USA! Put your hands together for Jose Shorty Torres!
Those weights, Brave Nation, 60.9 kilograms. Shorty has put on close to 10 kilograms. Nkosi quite a bit over 10. Set up very well with 2 shots to the body.
Ooh, nice 3-punch combination, but into the later rounds. Huge tie clinch!
He's tall, he's slim, he is ferociously strong.
Right again, a solid jump there, and Nkosi unloading. Oh, big takedown from Shorty Torres, right in the scarf. Really interested as to know where that cut's coming from. Oh, that's a nice kick to the body. Another big knee from Nkosi. There's a big takedown by Torres. He's in on the guillotine. Oh, this is huge. Nice little rib ticklers here from Nkosi. Another takedown to end the round. Oh, it's slipping underneath. Oh, Nkosi Ndebele gets out. Torres trying to lock up the arm, trying to cause a little bit of separation. Oh, big shot right down the middle from Nkosi. Oh, another big takedown attempt denied by Nkosi Ndebele. In the clinch. There's another big takedown. Wow.
We got the beginnings of a triangle choke. It's tight.
Huge.
This may be a broken.
He may go belly down on it. This looks tight, Garrett.
50 seconds left, Brave Nation.
The future, or will it be Shorty Torres?
Oh!
All right, ladies and gentlemen of Brave Nation, what an incredible main event we had tonight. Give it up for both warriors. After 5 rounds, we know the judges' scorecard. Your first judge scores about 49-45, Torres. Your second judge scores about 48-47, Ndebele. And your third judge scores about 49-47 for your winner by split decision. And new Brave Combat Federation Bantamweight Champion of the World, Jose Shorty Torres!
On December 15, 2023, Brave Combat Federation will host the final event of a historic year. A year in which the organization reached a historic landmark, being hosted in 30 countries, an absolute world record in the MMA industry. A year in which the Brave International Combat Week reinforced its status as the biggest combat sports festival in the world, having been hosted for the first time in Europe and South America. A year in which new superstars were formed, a generation of champions were crowned, and Brave CF continued to put on the finest action in mixed martial arts around the globe. Brave CF80 will serve as a celebration of these achievements in an event filled with world-class fights, interesting storylines, and a who's who of Arab and European mixed martial arts. However, none of these attractions can match what the main event of the evening has to offer. A tale of revenge, validation, and two sides of the same coin meeting again. Unfinished business for some, confirmation for others.
Champion of the world, Jose Shorty
Man, even though Nkosi is the future, today's my day. Tomorrow will be his, and I'm excited for him to get that rematch eventually one of these days.
Brave CF Bantamweight Champion of the world. Shout out to Tektisa. Yeah, I said it. It's crazy, because I'm a champion with no belt. Yet, there's people out there who are not champions and have belts. Can you imagine? This life is unfair, people. Actually, he's weak. He's very weak. And I think, honestly, he's being overrated.
Brave Combat Federation Bantamweight World Champion Jose Shorty Torres meets Nkosi Ndebele in a rematch of their first encounter, which took place last August in Bogota, Colombia. The rematch of the year will oppose two of the best in the world at 135 pounds. Two fighters brought through the same system, meeting again for all the marbles. But before Torres and Ndebele cross paths for a second time in just a matter of months, headlining the biggest event of the year in the historic Khalifa Sports City Arena, get ready for Road to Brave CF 80.
This is a man who is born and bred in Brave Combat.
On one of the highest points in South America, Jose Shorty Torres and Nkosi Ndebele defied altitude. For 25 minutes, they set an impossible pace on each other, each man looking to outperform the other. It was an exquisite display of their cardio capabilities, a testament to a lifetime dedication to their craft. Both Torres and Ndebele have waited years to hear their name called as a Brave CF champion of the world. But on that fateful night in Bogota, only Jose got his wish. Throughout the main event of Brave CF 73, both men exchanged strikes, control, dominance, and fought to the bell. It was one of the best fights of 2023, and certainly up there as one of the best fights in Brave CF history. In the end, 2 of the 3 cage-side judges gave the fight and the world title to Shorty. Disgusted with the result, Nkosi let out his frustrations, and the bad blood spilled over. The build-up to their first fight was quite amicable, with Torres praising the way Nkosi was able to rise above his circumstances to make a real impact in the mixed martial arts world. Ndebele, for this part, was impressed with all of Torres' achievements during both his amateur and professional days. But after the fight, a flip switched in Ndebele. Infuriated with the result, he put out a series of social media posts in which he claimed Shorty Torres was a fake champion and that he, Nkosi, was the real bantamweight king of Brave CF.
According to me, he's being overrated, and I gave him too much respect. Even going through that fight, I was also giving him too much respect, but anyways, it is what it is. I still won the fight. I know I won the fight. He knows I won the fight. And yeah, Brave, the rematch, that's what I want. I want the rematch, and I know the future citizens want to see the rematch as well. The Brave Nation want to see the rematch so that they can have a real champion, a true champion. And that's me right here.
This obviously didn't sit well with Jose, who stopped short of calling Nkosi a sore loser, but did say that there was no controversy to his victory.
I fought Nkosi Ndebele August 12th in Bogota, Colombia. I thought I won 4 rounds to 1. I could see it 3-2, but no matter what, I thought it was a unanimous decision. And the judges saw it for split. Sure, people all have their own opinion. I scored it my way, my team scored it their way, and Nkosi obviously scored it his way, where he's calling me fake champion, and he thought he won in that split decision. I don't see how he won. Cool, you landed some few pop shots, nice little knee that cut me, but that was your highlight of the fight, and that was in the very first round. After that, you died out, and I put you in multiple submissions. I made you cartwheel, do front flips, back flips, and you got tossed around by the small guy. And at the end of the day, you're still calling me a fake champion. I'm all the way at the top of the mountain and I can barely hear you, but you have to come to my mountain in the Kingdom of Bahrain. And December 15th, I'm gonna erase all the doubts. I'm gonna finish you. It's not going to the judges. I can't put it to the judges, because no matter if I win 5 rounds to none, you will always call me a fake champion. So I need to do what I need to do, just like I did at Bogota, and that's win and be, and still, the Bantamweight Brave Combat Federation champion.
When given the option for immediate revenge, Nkosi jumped at the chance. An immediate rematch is what his fans and himself were calling for. And he got it. This time, Nkosi is not leaving anything to chance. For the first time in his professional career, he will be doing his preparation outside of South Africa and has settled in Bali, Indonesia, where the fresh bodies for sparring and the new techniques he's being exposed to provide him with a window into his future. A future he envisions as a Brave CF champion of the world. As for Torres, he believes the 25 minutes he spent locked in the cage with Ndebele will prove priceless.
This one transition was very good, it was very tight.
Yo, the big thing about the fight that I did not expect against Nkosi was how well he was going to use his length. The teep kicks was a huge factor. I thought it was going to be more of a boxing match with his jabs, but his back leg push kick, his teep kick, he didn't even throw it with balance. Sometimes he was falling back, just throwing it to keep me away. There was no setup. I couldn't really read the hips, and he's a lot longer than I expected, which gave me a lot of trouble. But the fun fact was, by the time I got inside, I think he decided to tie me up before I tied him up, which technically is a smart thing to do, The only problem was, no matter what, I'm going to get you down to the ground. If you let me grab you, I'm going to toss you. And I believe I tossed him 6, 7 times. Literally because of that, I received my black belt in judo and jiu-jitsu that day because I tossed him so much. I remember in the match, he was mumbling to himself, I'm gonna be champion, I'm gonna be champion. And I should have realized then that I needed to put him to sleep or break his arm when I got the arm bar. I was too merciful and I was too nice. I thought he would tap out because I had that locked in. There was no extending it more, if not it would have broke. And I know injuries and I just didn't want to do that. And I guess I probably shouldn't be in a sport where I'm merciful, where you shouldn't show any mercy. But it also annoys me when after you call me fake champion, and it bothers me that I didn't put you to sleep or break your arm or do this and do that, because I'm champion and there's a reason for it. And December 15th, I need to show that. I need to throw the respect outside the window when the fight starts.
A veteran of the sport, the world champion is confident that he can make the necessary adjustments to negate any success Nkosi did have in their first bout, while providing even more devastating offense to his opponent. He believes an immediate rematch is a bad idea for Nkosi Ndebele, and is eager to showcase exactly why.
I'm here for 3 weeks, so my big thing is trying to get outside, trying to get out of the hotel, and I like secluding myself and really give focus, put all my attention on the fight. Sometimes you gotta get out, man. Look good, feel good. I feel good already, which I'm happy about, and I'm about to look even better. Get my sides cleaned up. The barbershop in Jafar that I go to all the time. Hey, I came in looking like a different guy. I come out looking like someone new because of this, man. I appreciate you, man. Oh yeah, Bob Lewis Supreme Cuts here in Bahrain. Ooh, look at that fresh fade too. Beard fade, hair fade. I'm faded. This is the bad part about this little film thing, because it's just me running my errands, getting a haircut, doing my laundry, gotta do 2 interviews, gotta go get punched in the face, try not to die, rest up, and then do it all over again the next day. It's every day all the way up until the fight, while also cutting weight, try to live a semi-social life, trying to maintain some mental peace and clarity.
For Nkosi, the time away from family is a sacrifice. While Bali provides beautiful weather, new training partners, and new coaching, Ndebele is stepping away from his comfort zone.
It's far. Bali is far from home, man. It's really far. And I miss my family now, man. I miss my mom. I don't have a big family. It's just my mom, my 2 siblings. All this time that I'm here, I know what I'm here for, at the same time, and I'm glad that they also understand, that I'm here to train and I'm here to put in work, and they are really supporting me. I'm not complaining, because I know what I want, I know what I'm doing this for, and hey, if it has to happen this way so that I can be world champion on the 15th, get my hand raised up, then so be it. And a lot of people will have to understand, especially back at home, my siblings, my mom, whoever, those who are close to me, those who are looking up to me, they'll have to understand, because things will be different. Once I get that belt, it's going to open a lot of opportunities, and it will make things easier for me and life easier for them as well.
He motivates the team around him, pushes hard. In here, the first guy that's in here, last guy that leaves. He's just that kid. So for me, when you look at that, he has all the attributes of a champion.
An international citizen from his IMMAF days, Torres is used to all the traveling as he closes his camp in Bahrain ahead of Brave CF80.
We got a lot of guys fighting this week, or the week of International Combat Week. So we want to utilize the one cage to really simulate the fight. We got a lot of high-level guys going, so I'm going to be last. I'll be doing the 5 rounds. Everyone will split up around with me. Ramazan's going in 3 rounds first. And then, who else? And then Max is going. And then, me. Little me.
Today finish sparring with Shorty, a 5 rounds, 5 minutes. Everything good. Skip your plan. He's feel good, recovery between the rounds is good, and everything going to plan.
Rematches are very different. When you spend 25 minutes with the same guy, now you know his power, he knows your power. There's a certain stuff that you need to readjust, preparing for the next fight. And for sure, we're doing the readjustment. And I know for sure Shorty comes from a good camp, and he's doing those adjustments to get this win. And we're doing the adjustments to get the win and hopefully the finish.
You know, no one cares at the end of the day, bro. No one cares about until you get to a certain level. No one cares about your story. So you have to keep grinding and grinding until that opportunity comes, and that's what I'm gonna keep doing, man. And if I honestly continue the way I'm doing, I know I'm definitely gonna make it. And it's not easy. It's not easy. It's tough mentally, you know, to the body. But I'll keep grinding, man, and I'll definitely get there.
The champion can't help but reflect on how far he's come. But there's still plenty left in the career of these two young men, now entering their primes. On another lifetime, they could be great training partners, even friends. But destiny has put them as amicable rivals, and now as enemies. However, on Brave CF80 Fight Night, one story will move forward, another will stay put. Whose story moves on? December 15th, the most global MMA organization in the world, Brave Combat Federation, closes out a historic 2023 with the biggest rematch of the year, the last bout of 2023, the last bout of the Brave International Combat Week. Opposes friendly rivals turned bitter enemies. After a contested first bout, top contender Nkosi Ndebele has a second chance to become the Brave CF Bantamweight Champion of the world. In front of him lies the champion, a man who has been challenged both in life and inside the cage. Jose "Shorty" Torres is in search of validation and will not stop until he gets his dues. An undisputed champion will rise. Brave CF80. Tune in on Brave TV app, bravecftv.com, and partner networks around the globe.
Nkosi Ndebele firmly believes he should be the fighter walking out second. He firmly believes he won the belt back in August in Bogota, Colombia. Carrick, it's been a very long time since I can remember in Brave Combat Federation a champion coming in with such a chip on his shoulder. Proudly flanked by the KHK army.
Out of South Africa, please welcome the challenger, Nkosi, the future, Ndebele. USA, please welcome the reigning, defending, undisputed Brave Combat Federation Bantamweight Champion of the world, Jose "Shorty" Torres.
First round does not always win the fight.
Fighters feel like they need to. This is all nice Tamale elbow. Beautiful pop. Not tall here, Carrick. Both fighters going at it.
No, this is punch face right now.
Oh, we wobbled him. Nkosi
Shot
wobbled
behind.
him. I feel like Nkosi's really starting to open up now, going through the gears. Nkosi does a good job to cover up. Straight shot got through.
To keep him down, especially forward Terminator style. Nkosi Ndebele yelling at his opponent's corner saying, "No way, no way." Shorty doing what he's told to do, Phil. He's trying to get in on those hips.
Shorty needs to move there when Shorty throws.
That's it!
Wow!
It's over!
Shorty Torres waves the fight off. Yusuf Wembe has scaled the cage. This title fight main event comes to an end at 1 minute 38 seconds of the third round. Your winner, submission due to strikes, and now, Brave Combat Federation Bantamweight Champion of the World, Nkosi, the Future,
A trilogy in combat sport is the final stand. The highest of stakes are on the line, and only one person can come out on top. The winner forever holds proof of superiority over the loser, a daunting proposition for those that dare step into the cage for the third time with a rival. On May 11th, Brave Nation will bear witness to the final form of the first trilogy in the company's history. Bantamweight World Champion Nkosi Ndebele is set to face Jose Torres for the third time.
Who's the bravest?
With the score tied, this means everything.
And I always say that this is not just a random trilogy fight. This is 15 months, you're fighting 3 times. That's what really makes this trilogy special. You're looking at a lot of factors attached to it. It's breaking records by itself. You're having a trilogy fight that's taken place in 3 different continents. First trilogy in Brave's history as well.
The most global MMA organization in the world, Brave Combat Federation takes its mission to globalize the sport around the world seriously. So much so that it is the only global company in MMA to host events in Africa. On May 11th, that connection is resumed as Brave 82 takes place in the beautiful island of Mauritius. The sunny and lovely scenery in which Brave 82 takes place vastly contrasts the mood between the 2 fighters involved in the main event of the evening. Ndebele and Torres are about to make history in mixed martial arts as the first ever trilogy in which each fight will have taken place in a different continent. As their title ambitions grew in late 2022, with the arrival of the then flyweight contender Torres to the bantamweight division, so did their rivalry. It was always inevitable they would meet inside the Brave cage. But what happened in the last 12 months could not have been scripted by the best writer in the world. Their lives have been entangled for over a year now. Since March of 2023, Nkosi only thinks about Jose, and Jose only thinks about Nkosi. Fight cancellations, 2 trips around the world, and a lot of time spent together have made them bitter enemies. During this time, respect turned into hatred, admiration turned into bitterness, and the greatest rivalry Brave Combat Federation has ever seen was born. For this is the tale of 2 men at the height of their powers, searching for vindication, purpose, and determined to achieve greatness at all costs. This is the story of Nkosi Ndebele and Jose Torres. This is the road to Brave 82. The trilogy is especially complicated for whoever lost the second bout. The wounds are still open, the ego still hurt. For Jose "Shorty" Torres, it's the shoulda coulda that stings the most.
So after my first fight with Nkosi, I was nervous going into it because I had the cut and a fresh one 3 weeks before the fight. Sadly, these things happen in sparring. It's happened to me a handful of times again. These accidents, like this one's the deepest one I've had. Okay. I would just stitch up. If I bleed, I bleed.
Okay.
I'm not dead. So
okay.
Don't worry. I got 3.5 more weeks. So I got.
You're still fighting.
Yeah, just no more
You're still
sparring.
fighting. Okay. Okay, bro. You're a monster.
Man! I want to get cut like that.
Yeah. And I was more nervous about that than my actual opponent. And in the fight, he decided to grab me, which was great. He went on Shorty Airlines a few times, won by a split decision. It was a lot closer than what I wanted, but got the win and received my black belt from Combat Do that I've been training for over 10 plus years. And after that, I felt great. But then the second fight comes up, and I'm not taking it as seriously.
His teammate Patchy Mix, one of the finest bantamweights in the world, has been a mainstay in the Torres camp, with Shorty also on hand to help Mix with his own world title fight preparation.
We're in here 24/7. We're training 2 times, 3 times a day. So Vegas, it just it helps complement, us being professionals.
After the second fight, it showed that I need to take my opponent extremely seriously, especially after the cuts and the damage I received. So for me, it's not just a fighter, but also being smart and being a full, well-rounded MMA fighter.
It is unfamiliar to see Jose Torres speaking in these terms. A jokester by nature, the Chicago-born Mexican-American has always worn a smile on his face, oftentimes to disguise his true feelings. Born into a life of crime, Torres has sought solace in martial arts, and a different path suddenly appeared in front of him.
So growing up, I grew up in the south side of Chicago, McKinley Park neighborhood, and then I think about 10 years old, I ended up moving to Berwyn and eventually Cicero, Illinois, where I still reside today. And my parents, they always had a very rocky relationship, went back and forth, whether they were together or not. So that's why we ended up moving so many times, of just kind of going to different houses, trying to stay away from each other. So for me, I was always raised by my mother's child. My mom always took me to karate. She took me to football, wrestling, all these different sports. And it was extremely beneficial because it kept me off the streets. My father, on the other hand, was the tough guy, the gang leader. Anytime I hung out with him, we were doing a lot of street stuff or learning a lot of street smart stuff. So it was a very, very different thing, but I've also fought because of him. So kind of the combination of both, of always played fighting with him, or kind of in a sense learning the rough way, especially being a little Latino from Chicago, learning the rough way. My mom was like, man, this kid has a lot of energy, let's put him in the gym.
Like most people in his situation, he was confronted with a choice: to continue in the same path his family took, or go his own way with martial arts as his guide. 2 IMMAF world titles, double champion status at Titan FC, and most importantly, the Brave Bantamweight world belt have shown that he's made the right decision. And Shorty is keen to give back. Born in the streets of Chicago, he uses his Shorty Torres Foundation to give back to underprivileged kids who look for the same opportunities he had as a young kid in the late 90s, early 2000s. An option to lead a life away from crime.
I appreciate all the support, guys, and I hope everyone has an amazing and happy Thanksgiving. Next year's gonna be even better.
At 32, Torres is at a crossroads. His legacy, should he walk away from the sport today, is secured. 99.9% of MMA fighters would kill to have his resume. But the memory of Nkosi Ndebele is enough to get his blood going. Torres had never been outclassed by an opponent before.
I took a lot more shots than I should have, let myself be open and susceptible to getting cut, and I got cut over my left eye, eventually got cut over my right eye, and I couldn't see anymore, and it did not make sense safety-wise to continue, so I ended up retiring in the bout, which he won. And for me, it honestly was heartbreaking, because it wasn't because I lost because of the fight or him himself. I lost because of what I was doing, and that was, in a sense, nothing, taking him not so seriously, and that was my flaw.
Two warriors are ready to collide inside the Brave CF73 LFC Arena.
The title-winning performance now a distant memory. Shorty still believes going back to that night in Colombia is useful, as he looks to channel that top-of-the-world feeling ahead of the first trilogy.
Jose Shorty
So the fight just ended, and for me, the cards are taking a lot longer than expected, which usually means it's going to a split decision. And I'm wondering, I'm thinking, I did enough to win, but now I'm contemplating what rounds could I've given to him, or what rounds were to me, and I'm thinking in my head, no problem, I won this fight. And then overall, the cards start being read, and from there I knew I was going to get the win. And I also received my black belt that day, received the Brave Combat Federation belt, and I felt fantastic, especially after receiving a cut 3 weeks before the fight and coming in and still pushing to get the win.
For the current champion, the memories of that Bogota evening present a different type of motivation.
The first fight I won, clearly, I even told them, even after the fight, I told them that I became a champion that night, and I was very much confident. And I knew what went wrong, and I knew then my capabilities, especially against Jose Shorty Torres.
But whichever way he looked at it, the fact of the matter was that he had lost the fight. That result forced Nkosi Ndebele to face some uncomfortable truths. The biggest one was he had to broaden his horizon, seek new training partners, different coaches, and an environment in which he could thrive and develop. Nkosi had been wanting to expand his training regimen, but never had the opportunity to do so. That was until his performance at Brave CF73 caught the attention of Mike Ikile, head coach of Soma Fight Club. Known in Bali as one of the most seasoned coaches in the game, Ikile has worked with thousands of fighters between amateur national teams and professional athletes for the last 12 years. He has never seen a talent like Nkosi Ndebele. And when Mike's MMA coach Youssef Webe came up with the possibility of Nkosi Ndebele joining the team, Ikile was all in.
For me, when you look at that, he has all the attributes of a champion, and so having champions in the team is always something that's really good for us.
I've known Nkosi for a while because his manager is one of my friends and the manager of Mohammed Fakhruddin, who is a double-weight champion in Brave. Eventually he came to train here. Now he's training with a high-level guy, and over here he's training daily. Where usually in South Africa he didn't have that. He didn't have the consistent coaches, the consistent program, the consistent teammates, where over here he's having it all and he's getting taken care of.
Leaving South Africa for an extended amount of time was a hard proposition for a young man who values family over everything, but something he needed to do. After losing his father at a young age, Nkosi Ndebele, who comes from a Zulu background, was raised by his mother, whom he credits with giving him the mental fortitude to achieve such great heights in his chosen profession.
I had to make my own means, and chances to survive, and grow up, because I lost my dad at a very, very young age, and my mom is the hero who groomed me up, and I am where I am today because of her. And that lady is a princess, she's the queen. Uyimbokodo, in Zulu we say Uyimbokodo, she's the rock. And so she had to make all means to make sure she's grooming a wonderful young boy. And as tough and as hard as it was, from the family, because they would tell it, it's impossible. It would be very difficult for her to groom me on her own. So they would want to take me away from her so that my uncles can groom me and stuff. But she fought for that, and I'm glad she did, because I don't know where I would be if it wasn't for her.
In the distant Bali, nearly 10,000 kilometers from South Africa, Nkosi has found a second home, a second family, and a reason to rise up every day and fight on.
The whole team's coaching them, so he's doing strength and conditioning with Anki, does some striking stuff with me, works a lot with Youssef around his grappling and his striking as well. So, at Soma we just do a whole team approach. That's kind of what we do, and so yeah, he's been wrapped around by the whole team. And then little elements, he'll be doing work with Artem, he'll be doing work with some of the other coaches. So yeah, we got a lot of coaches, and that's why I think that we are in the prime position to kind of take this title out.
With his South African and Indonesian family by his side, Ndebele put on perhaps the most impressive performance in Brave CF history to capture the bantamweight title in fight number 2 against Jose Torres. It was the culmination of years of hard work, uncertainty, and a lot of faith in his own abilities. For Ndebele, the opportunities that Torres took for granted were simply non-existent. In the still-developing MMA scene of South Africa, Nkosi had a ceiling close to his head before he even began his pro career. But he persevered and chose the less traveled path, doing amateur MMA and honing his skills before going pro. During this time, he met Eliezer Kubanza as the two men kicked off their amateur careers together. Now, they're two of the top fighters out of Africa, and both will fight in the same night at Brave 82.
Take my teammate Eliezer. King Kong! We took the belt to Africa! Yeah!
I was a punching bag for that guy until I had to man up. And because of that, you know, it transformed me as well. That's why every time if I'm to get into a ring with anyone, I'm just like flip. I used to take that guy's punches, those kicks, to my body, to my head. I used to take those things, you understand? And now when I fight someone else in my weight category, it's just like flip, bro. When I imagine that, you know, the last fight, he came at the backstage, he came to me, he's like, bro, you know, and he had tears in his eyes. He's like, bro, I respect you, because how hard we train, the two of us, and how small we are, and how much you push me as big as I am. Understand? I respect you so much, and I want you to know that trust yourself and believe in yourself, because the same Nkosi that I know, that I train with, who comes out into the training, when he comes out into the ring, no one will stop you. I was like, you are making sense, my brother, and I loved that. So he's gonna be in the same card, and I know he's gonna dominate. And man, we're ready to take over. We're training together now. We're here together, so everything feels good, brother. Feels good. Good life, good training.
Listen, we saw the first fight, we saw the second one. Shorty Torres, nothing against him, but he quit. He just quit, and of course, he going for me. I think that's my opinion. That's me. Of course, going there and to give him another reason to quit again, because this time, ooh, it's hot. It's hot.
Little did Nkosi know, but he was about to become one of the ambassadors of the importance of a proper amateur career. Instead of many of his peers, Ndebele chose to represent South Africa at the IMMAF level. And that's when his life changed. Scouted by Brave Combat Federation, which is known for using the IMMAF pathway to identify world-class talents for the professional ranks, Ndebele has never known another home in his pro career. Since his pro debut, all his bouts have taken place under the Brave CF banner, and now he's become the first ever Brave homemade champion of the world.
His Highness Sheikh Khalid have started the organization called Brave and KHK MMA for was to develop athletes, to develop the sport of mixed martial art, to change, bring a reform and positive change to the sport of mixed martial art. Having KHK MMA and Brave Combat Federation was, we always say, it is not an event or a brand, it's really a vision. And when you think about it, that partnership to develop MMA around the world from a governing perspective, partner with IMMAF, you're looking at that pathway, right? The whole idea was to create that amateur to professional to a superstar pathway, and we're looking at it, and I can connect a lot of things. And what we see is Shorty and Nkosi that you said both come from that pathway.
Indeed, Jose "Shorty" Torres is a legend within amateur MMA. He was the first and for nearly 6 years the only fighter to hold 2 world titles in IMMAF. Torres amassed an historic 25-1 amateur record before going pro.
They're both products of the IMMAF system and the biggest examples of why the pathway works. And most importantly, in their pro career at Brave Combat Federation, they've both identified as the best bantamweights in the world.
And when he turned pro, the accolades continued to pile up as he captured Titan FC titles in 2 different weight classes and the Brave Bantamweight world title. His issues had always been personal, never professional.
Years ago, I thought, honestly, I wasn't going to live anymore. I thought I was going to end my own life. I thought something was going to take me out. So for me to be able to make it this far, to have 2 belts in my hands around my waist, and be able to push on through. I mean, it's again, I knew I was going to hit rock bottom eventually, and I'm glad I just never gave up to keep on pushing through, and that's why I am champion. That's a champion's mindset.
He has been courageous in sharing struggles with mental health and has become an advocate for athletes around the world. In more than 40 bouts overall, even when he lost, Torres came out swinging and was competitive. That is, until December 15th of last year. For the first time in his career, Shorty Torres didn't have an answer. An unfamiliar territory for the former champion, whose challenges had always been outside the cage.
And he's never had a professional career challenge. And then there's a name, Nkosi. In a blink of an eye, he's lost everything. He's lost everything. He's lost the belt, his credibility. People are questioning his skills, questioning his motivation, the hunger. Everything is being questioned.
Even though this is unfamiliar territory for Torres, the trilogy provides him with the opportunity to prove the doubters wrong. For the first time, his fighting ability is the focus of doubts surrounding him, and Shorty is excited to put them to rest.
Danny, let's go. Stream on 3. 1, 2, 3.
He's tough, but because of that, I gotta be tougher. I know it sounds cliche, but I gotta do what I gotta do, and I know how. I said earlier, man, his mindset is a champion. Now he's a champion. And talk about champions. What's up, boss? How you doing, brother?
Good.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Come on, guys.
Oh, it's good, bro. From the last fight, watching, I think just a little bit more in and out movement. You're so good, especially when you get in and you close the distance. You got the good combos, you're sharp, and you have good reaction defense, you know. But you wait, and then you make your move.
After the second fight, it didn't go my way. I took 2 cuts, couldn't do what I wanted to do, and because of that, I felt so disappointed, but leading up to this third fight, it just gave me that fire again.
We started coaching him, and we developed a good friendship, you know, and also we train really hard. We get to know each other, you know, like as friends and fighters. So he likes the way that I work, and he told me that, okay, I want to get this belt back, so I think you can help me, and I was like, I'm down for it. I'm your friend, and I want to see your success, you know, regain that title from Brave. It's a huge deal for us, and that's how I met him, and that's why I'm working here with him.
As the champion and his entourage move away from home to prepare for his first title defense, Ndebele feels a higher calling. In his role as Brave CF champion of the world, Ndebele believes he has a duty to African MMA to lead the development of the sport and to represent the continent around the globe.
Man, it felt good going back to my city, to my hometown where I started in Diepsloot, going back to the schools, you know, motivating them, you know, them looking at me going, wow. You know, we used to see you going to do karate here, you know, we didn't think you would go so far with this thing, and look at you now, you know, and it's amazing. You know, they couldn't believe it. You know, they couldn't believe that this sport can actually take me to where I am today. And it was really, really motivating to them. And I told them that everything is possible. Even now, man, they still look up to me to say, wow, we didn't know that we have the best, and the best came out of our, you know, small location, you know, which is Diepsloot. It's none of gangsterism, it's none of crime, it's none of bad things, you understand? But I'm trying to change that. So it felt good going back and being that positive, you know, and bring that positive news, you know, to say, hey, as much as Diepsloot is known for this, look what we've got.
You know, being champion of Brave is a really, really good feat. It's such a large organisation that, you know, to be able to be the champion and be the person that can raise their hand inside of that place is actually a really good thing. You're talking people like Kamzat and all those guys, they've all come through Brave.
However grand his plans are, Ndebele realizes they can all come crashing down should he relinquish the title back to his foe.
This time I'm going to put him away, and in a dominant way, and we will make it look very easy. Very, very easy.
The tone on Ndebele's words suggest he still hasn't gotten over Torres' first win. After their first fight was over, Shorty celebrated the victory in a way that rubbed Ndebele the wrong way.
Man, even though Nkosi is the future, Today's my day. Tomorrow will be his, and I'm excited for him to get that rematch eventually one of these days.
Brave CF Bantamweight champion of the world. Shout out to Techisa. Yeah, I said it. It's crazy because I'm a champion with no belt. Yet there's people out there who are not champions and have belts. Can you imagine? This life is unfair, people.
I felt what I needed to feel, and I knew what I was capable of. So I went back, I trained hard, I sacrificed a lot, trust me, and I'm glad it paid off.
Because it wasn't because I lost because of the fight or him himself. I lost because of what I was doing.
He doesn't really deserve a match, a rematch. Not the way he did it. He did it. You, as I said in one of the comments, you can't quit and really expect a rematch.
As the rivalry deepens, the stakes rise. This is no longer just a trilogy fight for the Brave Bantamweight World title. This is definitive proof of superiority over your hated rival, and that's worth its weight in gold for both men. It is often said that in mixed martial arts, tough fighters accept all fights, but great fighters make their own fights. Through the power of word and action, great fighters are able to conjure the matchups of their dreams. The great fighter is willing to go above and beyond to get what he wants and will stop at nothing to receive the opportunity he feels he deserves. The history of the Nkosi Ndebele and Jose Torres trilogy is exactly that. A history of two great fighters pulling all stops to get what they want. First, they both wanted the world title. Then, Nkosi Ndebele sought revenge, and Torres authentication as a champion. Now, the challenger is in search of redemption, while the champion demands validation. From a young Zulu kid who made it big despite his circumstances, to the boy from the streets of Chicago who carved his own path and earned his shot at greatness. This is a tale of two fighters at the height of their powers, fueled by mutual hate, but also by their own desires. The future Nkosi Ndebele is the future no more. From his breakout performance in the first fight, when he became the present of the bantamweight division, to a landmark showing that sent shockwaves throughout mixed martial arts, Nkosi Ndebele is now the king of Brave Combat Federation. But every king has a rival, and Jose "Shorty" Torres is the perfect foe. A man who has taken advantage of every opportunity presented to him and has, without fail, showcased his greatness across two weight classes, is in front of the biggest challenge of his career. At first, Nkosi Ndebele was just a faceless name that Torres needed to go through to become the champion. But the second fight gave Shorty a huge puzzle to resolve. And now, he's all in. No tomorrow, no after-fight plans, straight business. When Shorty Torres lands in Mauritius for Brave 82 Fight Week, the message will be clear. There's only one outcome possible, and that's to win and recapture the Brave Combat Federation throne.
Brave Combat Federation Bantamweight Champion of the World, Jose "Shorty" Torres, Amateur Divisional Champion. This is one of the best bantamweights, not just in Brave Combat Federation.
Out of Chicago, Illinois, USA! Please welcome the former Brave Combat Federation Bantamweight Champion of the World, Jose "Shorty" Torres! And fighting out of South Africa, please welcome the reigning, defending, undisputed Brave Combat Federation Bantamweight Bantamweight Champion of the World, Nkosi, the future, Ndebele.
Nkosi Ndebele, too, knows what he's got to do. Stay on the outside.
Oh,
Use
huge
that
knee.
Asahai attack.
That's it.
You can throw him. It may look like Shorty's just getting touched.
He kicked low while almost simultaneously. Oh!
He's hurt.
He's hurt big time.
He's still in on it. Went in for a single. He's taking big punishment now.
This is championship behavior from Nkosi Ndebele. Him to take the fight to Nkosi. That's a beautiful uppercut. These knees are landing at will. The counter work from Nkosi is sumptuous. Shot to the body from Shorty Torres, but wow, what a way for Nkosi to
his composure.
Oh, pop knee.
Is a killer.
Nice shot over the top from Nkosi.
Nkosi threatening that elbow. Judges.
Oh, big jumping knee.
All right, British, after 5 incredible